Hey everyone, Paul here, and we are at the Prime 1 podium at Sideshow's booth 1929, and Prime 1 came to play. Now, we're going to start with the Paul Atreides piece because we have the same name, and I'm a little biased here. Now, this is the Prime 1 Paul Atreides piece. This is the Still Suit edition. I mean, we're already tied in on that. This piece is beautiful. I mean, look at the incredible likeness there to Paul Atreides, played by Timothée Chalamet. I mean, the wisps of hair, the face texture, and just sort of that haunted and weight of the world on his shoulders look captured there. Now, this is a mixed media piece that the tunic or his outer layers that he has there, as well as that mask that he actually has is a fabric element as well as some of the buckling. And again, all the way down to the bottom of the statue. It is a mixed media piece. And of course, Paul Atreides is standing on an Arrakis-themed base. You can see the rock and the sands that are there underneath his feet. Now, we have a lot to cover with Prime 1, so we've got to move right along. Now, if you fancy yourself someone who loves vengeance, we've got the statue for you. This is the Batman from the Batman film. Of course, this is the statue by Prime 1, and oh boy, is it wonderful to look at in person. I mean, right up top with the head sculpt, we've got the incredible likeness there to Robert Pattinson playing Bruce Wayne in the Batman. This is another mixed media piece. It's got like a faux leather cape, and even parts of that undersuit right under his chin appear to be mixed media. And you can see that bat symbol there, the broken Joe Cool gun. You can see it really well detailed here, and just the various levels of gloss and battle damage that exist on the chest armor, as well as all over the shoulders as well. Now you can see on his arms, he's got those unique gauntlets that were so unique to this piece, and you can see them in all of their glory up close at Sideshow's booth 1929. Now over there, slung over his right leg, is his grappling gun, bringing it all the way down. You can see the various levels of patterning and texture in that Kevlar style armor and on a traditional Batman style base, and he's even got that same bat symbol there popping right out of there. And there's even some fun details on the bottom that say "No More Lies" for you Riddler fans. And of course, we have the alternative Batman sculpt there. All right, now we've got to move on. We're moving away from the movies and into the comics here. Now, these are pieces that I am so excited about. Dare I say some of my favorites that I've seen here. Up first, we have the Joker and Punchline pieces by Prime 1. Now, these pieces are sold separately, but when you get them, their bases do connect. And if you are a fan of more of the recent Batman, and we're talking like the James Tynion and Jorge Jimenez, now these pieces were actually art directed and worked on by Jorge Jimenez himself. There are so many Easter eggs in this piece that attribute themselves to the comics. You've got the unique batarangs, you've got the plushie there, and the movie film that is on the Joker's base, and Punchline gets one as well. It is a nod to the comic, The Joker War, from which we see a majority of these characters and scenes. The Joker's holding two of those, and there are various batarangs that are stuck throughout all of these, and there's a J here in like a red embossment. It's got a red gloss. Now, Punchline is standing over him. Now, if you aren't familiar with Punchline, she was introduced by James Tynion in his Batman series, and she's sort of like the anti-Joker. She is doesn't consider herself crazy. She just considers herself crazy in love, sort of. And there are now on Punchline's base, there is that Joker plushie. Basically, they're voodoo dolls of people they don't really like so much. Now, so many various Easter eggs there, but I mean, she looks so great. And Punchline will actually come with two alternative head sculpts as well, so you can have some fun with those. And she does have a mixed media, I guess we would call that a cape, that you see there, slung right over her back there. Now, again, both pieces are sold separately, but you've got to get them together. Look how great they look. All right, now moving on to some pieces that I rushed over to see, and I hardly have the willpower to not take them with me after the show. We've got the Thal Sinestro and Hal Jordan statues by Prime 1. Man, are they beautiful to look at. Both drawing from their comic book inspirations. They've got a bit more of a gloss and an armor. Maybe some of you guys have seen in like Injustice. Prime 1 did such a great job to make it look more like armor, and you can see here, you know, maybe going down like from the base. We'll start on the Thal Sinestro base. You can see the fear energy coming out of that fear power battery, coming in and out of the rock, sort of just like water, and all stemming from a base that has another power battery. Now, Thal Sinestro himself has got fun levels of texture and patterning. It is a completely sculpted piece. Now, focusing on that incredible face sculpt that, you know, he's so synonymous now with Green Lantern fans. You can just see the anger and the fear coming out of him. And of course, all of that sort of like a Christmas tree star right on top there. He is emitting a fear emblem of his fear core out of the ring. Now, very similar. We'll maybe work backwards here. We'll start with Hal Jordan doing the same thing, emitting the willpower, the Green Lantern power battery, out of his ring, and is sort of cascading through and swirling up and around the piece itself. And Prime 1 did a great job, because if you look at it, it looks a lot more controlled, where like the fear of it is sort of going where it wants to, and Hal Jordan, the green elements throughout the piece are a little bit more controlled, a little more concise, and he does have a fun companion there. That's Badge. That's the Green Lantern Badge there, coming in and around, just kind of helping Hal Jordan out. And of course, he's got a similar base with that Green Lantern power battery at the bottom. Now, again, both pieces are sold separately, but how can you just get one? All right, folks, we have a few more Prime 1 pieces to take a look at Sideshow booth 1929. Up next, the Vampirella piece. I mean, it is so beautiful. I mean, there are so many various elements. I mean, Vampirella herself is always like, you know, an awe-inspiring piece, but the base itself is incredible. She's sort of sitting on this classic Victorian chair. There's a bit of I'm sure it's not wine. I'm sure it's blood. Sort of spilled over this blanket there. And there's all these snakes and skulls coiling and finding themselves in and around this daybed that she's finding herself on. Now, this piece is entirely sculpted here, but I mean, the Prime 1 team did such an incredible job of giving actual fabric elements. It actually looks like she spilled blood on that blanket that she has there. And of course, Vampirella herself in her classic suit. You see various skin textures and elements, giving like a really, really good realistic element, and the bats coming out over her left shoulder with her hair sort of cascading and flowing over with the bats as well, giving a really fun level of direction and elemental control with that. Now, she does appear to have various levels of texture throughout the entire piece. Now we have another badass piece to take a look at. And speaking of badass pieces, we've got Ellen Ripley from Aliens. Again, this is a Prime 1 piece. I mean, look at this base. It's got like a mirrored theme on the bottom, and you can see Ripley in her suit that you guys all saw in Aliens, stepping through various levels of gore, and you can see the alien acid cascading and breaking through the base there. And this is that workstation, or that space station that she finds herself in on that planet in Aliens. We've got a proximity piece here. We've got the face hugger with the Aliens theme or logo on it. And, you know, now we get to make our way up and through with Ripley. Now, again, this is a mixed media piece. She's actually got a zipper there. The pants and the shirt are fabric. And of course, she's holding several of her weapons that you guys have seen in Aliens. She's got a bit of battle damage. They've done a great job to add some dirt and some grime onto the shirt. She's got a bandolier, and even the bandolier and sort of the weapons holsters that she's holding are also fabric, are mixed media elements as well. And of course, the wonderful face sculpt of Sigourney Weaver. Battle damage there on her chin, and sculpted hair as well. Now, Sideshow booth 1929 to check out this piece in person, because you're definitely not going to want to miss it. Now, we have another incredible piece by Prime 1 here, and I would not do it justice. So we've got our cameraman Sam, who's going to do his best and talk you guys through this.
All right, guys. So right here, we have the Beast Wars Megatron in his second Transmetals form. This is also by Prime 1 Studios, and this thing is immense. It's astronomically huge. If you can look, he has taken on the form of a fearsome dragon. So his beast form is a mechanicalized dragon almost, but he still has that trademark Megatron look from the original Beast Wars show. It still hints of purple within there, mixed in with the red of his eyes. In that little chest cavity right there, he actually has the spark of the original G1 Megatron. Watch the show and you'll find out why that's important. But yeah, he has all of his wings, huge expansive wings right there, kicking out his knee a little bit, just all of the detail and the mechanical, everything just mixed in. It's incredible. And he's actually standing on a lava-themed base and is in the middle of, or just crushed, the Transmetal version of Tarantulas, his deceptive little henchman right there. Beast Wars Megatron. You cannot do any better than him.
And that's basically everything I was going to say. But yeah, guys, again, these Prime 1 came to play. Sideshow Booth 1929. Thank you, cameraman Sam. No one knows Transformers quite like him.